Hola, ¿qué tal? That is if you speak Spanish. If you don't, then hopefully speak English, because this is a mainly English broadcast. That's all the Spanish you'll be hearing today, most likely. Maybe if you speak Portuguese, you're tuned in as well, because we have the likes of NRG versus the likes of Luminosity. Cash and Inferno are going to be the two maps. So we're going to be starting on Cash. I don't remember seeing Luminosity on Cash recently.
They love Cash, definitely. I don't know if they played it a lot this season. Last season they loved it.
Yeah. Well, I'm very curious to see if they can show us.
Yeah, they should be good.
Why they love it so.
I'm so stoked for this match because
why?
Zach is coaching now.
Ah, yes,
Zach,
we have new additions,
yes,
don't we?
And Steel.
Yeah.
This is suddenly like
that's cool.
Really scary team.
We actually changed some rules this season where teams could transfer. We what did you call it? We relaxed the rules on transfers from a player from one team to another within the league. So because we don't want to have rules where the views don't win, the teams don't win, nobody, like integrity, you know, no one wins. It's just pointless. So we relaxed it so the integrity remains intact, but there is room for what needs to happen. So hopefully that means that Steel will be playing for Luminosity today, which would be awesome.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because Counter-Strike is Counter-Strike. It's not really like anything else.
So Counter-Strike is Counter-Strike.
So you got to respect sort of how that ecosystem works. I think there's like an adjustment period there, and it's really interesting because also I think it was Sean that said it when he was on the show. He said that Luminosity are sort of like they're like NRG in a sense that they have sort of all the sort of same tools, but they just aren't NRG in insofar as the execution is concerned. So NRG is sort of the team for them to they would benefit by looking at how NRG play, and I'm sure there's a lot of things that they can take directly from them. So for me, I've been waiting for this clash just because I think it's NRG perhaps the most exciting team to watch right now in this online phase. So there's that, and then secondly, the transfer for Luminosity, as well as again the maps. The maps just work out really well for everyone. So
yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
Yes, it is. I look forward to it. Cash. I love me some Cash. It was my favorite map for a long time, but it's been in the map pool for so long that Overpass took over for me. But by no means am I bored of Cash. I still enjoy myself some Cash.
I think the most underappreciated part of Cash is the map geometry. Like everything is like completely flat ground, which is great for b-hopping and movement and all kinds of stuff. And then all of the boxes are just like perfect squares or rectangles for the most part, which makes peeking like seem normal. No one gets away with like a gyps like over a broken corner peak or something like that. Like tons of those angles exist on Cobble, and Cash is very Counter-Strike in that way.
Actually, slightly off topic, I like Inferno when you're a T and you move up second mid. Between second mid and where you would peak, so let's say an upper holding from arch to second mid, the floor there is kind of curved, but in a way where you can really consistently just bounce into an angle, even with a spacebar, like me.
Well, actually, if you b-hop up, then you'll always hit your b-hop. So like that's why if you b-hop up a ramp, like literally on ramp on nuke, you can just continually b-hop and you don't ever lose speed. So you can do that in
Is
CSGO.
it because
oh, I see. Yeah. I just spam spacebar. I know what you mean. Yeah.
But is it because you don't sort of have as much like you don't have as much descent, sort of like you're getting caught? If you know what I mean. You're
I'm actually not sure.
So I'm wondering like why that is the reason.
I'm actually not sure why that happens, but it's just something with the source engine.
Yeah, it's cool. I like doing that. It's good. It's important. It's great.
Mm.
Yeah.
The best was in Source, which sort of had because in this dynamic comes from Quake as well because in Quake the original there's this sort of dynamic where if you hit like or even Quake 3 as well, if you hit like a ramp, you'll get loads of speed, like insane amounts of speed. And in Source, obviously, we saw Foon really make this very much a very well-known thing.
Oh, so this is why I have no idea who Foon is.
Yeah, it's from Source. So basically, the whole thing with Foon is that you should really watch some of the videos. You only have to watch like one 5-minute video and you'll understand. Basically, what he did was he was incredibly good at movement. He had like really good individual skill. So he would use like let's say a ramp like on Cobblestone, you've got the huge ramps that go down. Like you'll be able to jump down, like catch an angle, and then just go so fast, and then he would be able to continue the b-hop like everywhere. So he had like ridiculous timings on every angle.
Source b-hopping was just really broken too.
Yeah.
It was before this orange box update. I don't know if you heard of that or remembered that.
Yeah, I remember it came out in console.
Yeah, it was just to. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's just to destroyed all movement and made it really weird in source because it was too broken. They had to do something, like probably because of Foon. And he played CS:GO for a bit, but he didn't really like it. It was bad in the beginning.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Where's our match? What is going on? We are here waiting for our match. Our match should have started right now. We are waiting on one more player. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to read about Celestial Navigation.
What chapter are you on?
I haven't actually read anything yet, but it has. I'm very excited. I haven't got a sextant, which is this thing here. Okay, now we can put it on here. Ooh, look. Today we've ordered almost 400,000. That's really cool. I like this. This is awesome. So 278 people have got drops. I didn't know that was a thing, but anyway, enough about that. It's time to talk about me. Camera. Okay, so this is a sextant. So it's a device which I assume allows you to look at like planets and things. So the whole point of celestial navigation, right, is because this isn't, let me just put it there because it's kind of gross to look at inside the mug. The whole point of celestial navigation is to be able to pinpoint where you are in the sea when you have nothing on the horizon. So you use things like the moon and the sun to figure out where you are. So I had to order one of these for 181 euros because in this book, right, it says this is like from 2015, and it says, oh, the prices of these things, metal sextant, 659. Are you nuts? I'm just doing this because I have a curious mind. I'm not going to pay $700 for a metal one, so I've got a plastic one, but apparently it's really good. So there we go. There's your intro into celestial navigation. You should see me in bars, man.
Don't you have to find somebody else who can talk about it too, though?
Huh?
Don't you have to find somebody else who can talk about it too?
Do you think? Have you? Just observe how this show works. It's a one-man show, really. Don't be fooled.
We're the extras.
I just broadcast. I'm a radio station.
Yeah, we're just there, just as like the nerd representation. Just so we're like relatable.
We're all nerds in very different. We're all nerds in very different ways. I think you two are very similar nerds. But my nerding is next level. Celestial navigation. Say it, Launders.
Celestial navigation.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Celestial navigation. I'm so excitedly curious about celestial navigation right now. Look at these charts, man. I think
even the Vikings had to figure that out, right, to be able to cross over and raid England.
Look at that chart fire.
I feel like this is the CrossFit of James's hobbies.
Yeah.
I mean, Friday I'm getting on a plane, right? So
yeah, that's true.
See how that goes. So it's an intro. I'm doing an intro because flying is expensive, so I'm not going to do the whole thing unless I get someone else to pay for it. So for like $170, you can do an intro flight. So you go up in a sport cruiser, and then I don't know. I have to learn some stuff beforehand. I don't know what I'm learning, but there's like some gravity stuff. I don't know. Anyway, NRG starting on a CT side. Ethan with a smoke grenade and a defuse kit. Everyone else on Kevlar. Although PKL is a smoke and a flash. He's not a smoke and a flash. He has a smoke and a flash.
3 on boost. Very powerful to just wait here because you can watch flank forever. You always have this like high ground advantage versus anyone coming behind you, and then you can bust out mid when it's time to go. And the time is now.
Time is now. Time is now. And they have a clean A-bomb site, which is as expected. Retake positioning from NRG indeed. So that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. They have the smoke kit on Ethan as well. So there are lineups for that smoke from Ethan's position where you would expect that bomb to be planted. I wonder if that's he knows that. There we go. There we go. So that should land straight on the bomb. Lovely. Good one to learn. If you're going to do A retakes, net kicks. Oh, starts things off fantastically well. Fugly and Breeze, the only ones left.
Showtime's in the smoke with a knife. He's expectant. Oh, there it is! Immediately.
Trap activated.
Absolute denial. Marvelous.
That was pretty funny.
I think Luminosity took a map today. I'm just like so hyped off these roster games. Like I love Zach, I love Steel, already love Luminosity. Cello is great, but like this is just cool, really cool.
Yeah, I'm interested. I am interested. As long as Yell's on the team, how can you not love Steel as well? I think everybody loves Steel.
Yeah.
He seems to be one of the nicest people. He was in the Liquid House when I went over there to stream for a day. They kindly let me abuse their machines and stream for a whole day. And he was playing the officials from there. Zeus was in the house as well. Zeus is a hype beast. That's for sure. Anyway, NRG with 4 more pistols, 2 of which are around the A site. Still with the forklift position, but not for long. Bomb being planted default, and Daps makes his way closer. That's a nice shot with the PC-50. Man like Daps, we'll see what kind of performance he can put out today.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun to watch him. Whenever you get to watch Cirque as well, always a good time. Ooh. that is range. That is range.
From downtown.
Breeze now looking, see what he can get done. I mean, he can really easily get another kill here. Very realistic. I mean, 3 kills, not too bad.
AFK.
Kills
He's
not too bad.
answering the door. Pizza has arrived. Does it have pineapples on it though? That's a question.
Hopefully.
I was watching, when I was making the demo of NRG on Overpass, there was a cool spot where Cirque was inside the toilets and he had Fugly holding the angle to the middle toilet door, and somebody on the outside who pop flashed for him to get a pick outside afterwards. And when I was going through the demos, sometimes I'd hear Cirque singing at the beginning of a demo, just making like really high-pitched noises. He seems to have a sense of humor on him,
Oh yeah.
which as a young kid in a foreign country, I think is really good. And it shows that he is he's confident and he's comfortable, and that's important. We've got many European players now in North America with mixed success, but he certainly seems to be a success story.
Yeah, the great thing with Cirque as well is that he really has the making of a superstar. Not just a star, but a superstar. So it's going to be really fun to see how the development goes for him, and it's already doing so well, as you say. Luminosity with a great start, though. They are doing very well in this match. But now Cirque's on the AWP. So what is the approach from Luminosity? 5 versus 5. Do we see a default? They're going to go for a straight set piece, a delayed mid-take. Let's have a goosey gander. So, ooh, cross smokes. Cross smokes there into mid. And we'll see how Luminosity follow this up.
Cross smokes become interesting, especially when the other team does not play anyone close mid. Because then, once those smokes go up, they have to make sure no one's under vent, no one's under boost, no one's above or around it. Just because that is suddenly a blind spot for them.
Yeah, so they did the cross smokes and then sort of did play in that position. Nice pop flash. Fugly struggling to get the kill there. Could have been 2 if he was fast on the first, but will be only 1, a 1-for-1. But they got information there. That said, only Ethan is on the A site. No one's rotated. In fact, it would almost be that they suggest they feel like this is suggestive of B, when in fact it is A. Ethan can play retake. He's going to fall back outside the smokes, outside the site. Nice follow up there. Finds the fragment of PKL. Ooh, more damage done through the smoke. That is excellent work by Ethan.
Down goes the bomb. 2 versus 4. Lots for the Brazilians to do. And the grenades begin. There is a smoke for steel, so ideally this area could be smoked off. That would be most helpful, but he's gone for the deeper one instead, and now he is alone. 3 more players to find. His shadow, it does show from the position he's in right now. He does good damage, but that's about all he will do.
That was some very nice shooting from Ethan, just trusting his angles. Could have had his eyes closed, I'm sure he would have still hit the shots, just based on how he was shooting through the smoke. And the damage counts for something. They've got the they've got an AWP and an AK, but they need to pull out 3 rebuys. They're going up against a bomb plant, a team that's just won the first 3 rounds. But that is great stuff. Trusting yourself. I feel like you buy a FAMAS so that your team doesn't think you're throwing. But you should be buying a CZ.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's another reason why Fnatic are awesome, because Flusher always just did that anyway.
Fennis, Daps is at the long range. The back of mid. That's where the FAMAS is better than a CZ.
True.
But at that closer range, the CZ is 10% better. Look it up yourself. 1-3-1 setup. Breeze is so far forward in B, which allows NRG to have many players elsewhere. Although I do believe he bounced the smoke off earlier on, so Luminosity will be aware that this could be a factor. Wall of smoke in the middle position, and 3 players will make their way out, but how do they advance?
Highway flash, but the counter flash delayed a little bit. This is not how they wanted it to go in warm up. Everybody dies at white box crossing. Cirque with a knot from quad will not be moved.
I don't know about the cross smokes, because if you're going to flash through them, I'm trying to figure out what is the purpose of the cross smokes. Because you want to take all of middle, right? Normally, you want to take away all of middle. So, but the cross smokes gives the CT some level of safety to actually be out there. Whereas if you smoke into the connector position, then it becomes very difficult all of a sudden for the CTs to have presence.
I think it was just part of a mix-up for them because they threw the smokes last time they didn't use it. So they had an element of surprise in that.
But the flashbang was very obvious. I think that's the main thing. It was just kind of sailing in the air, so...
That's a separate issue, though. Like, if they could have thrown a better flash, that would have been so obvious, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think you have to have a better flash there. If you're going to flash through that smoke, that can't be your flash, because they're just going to look away. I mean, maybe you trade with the numbers game if there's only one person there.
I wonder if it was a right and left click flash.
Huh?
I wonder if it was a right and left click flash, because it seemed like he was aiming really high and like really far to the left. So even if those guys on highway were blind, it wouldn't have been blind that much. So yeah, I don't know. They could probably have a better flash for that. That's nice. That's
really
noise.
nice. Yeah. Beautiful little
Point.
jump there.
Having a step.
Really nice. Dabs, ooh, just smoked off there, so Dabs will have to reposition. This gets interesting now because there are 2 orbs in the CT, and I was going to say,
Wow.
Ooh, Daps, you cheeky boy.
it's pretty scary to go past the white box when the CT's got them double orbs going. But the other orb is towards the B-bomb site with Cirque. Still. Info there for Ethan. It's a very difficult spot to play what Ethan is doing. Obviously very reliant on teammates with flashbangs, but you can see he has to worry about a bunch of different angles at once.
That was really nice recovery. Small top missed deep A main, they had to make an adjustment. His teammate perfectly flashed and smoked for him.
Now they'll hit the stepping into the bomb side. Ethan will eventually go down, but Fugly is still lurking with the MP7. Looking to get the action in, and it looks like they don't have any idea they could possibly be there. MP7 still in hand, but it will be now out of hands as he is now out on, well, back onto the bench. PKL and Nekis looking to clutch this 2v3 after plants. That's with an elevated position. Will catch a wandering PKL and Nekis as well. 3 kills there for Daps. And the defuse comes in. NRG recovering quite well so far.
Definitely landing on their feet. And again, yeah, just a very nice recovery in that. So he ultimately ended up dying, but he could have died much sooner, and that could have changed things. We got a lot of info. 2 A main, 1 in Squeaky as well. And his teammates were here just in time. And Daps, the man you didn't know, could op. Is often.
Yeah, Daps going from strength to strength with this team. Really cool to see. Clearly motivated, and you can has a very good reason to be motivated with a team such as this, doing an amazing job together. And Freeze wanting to get into Sunroom. This is very cool. Taking initiative once again as the hello as CTs. That does mean that although they have no mid presence and vent could be an issue, Cirque could play a little bit further back if he wanted. He could play more rotation and just leave Breeze in position here. But Breeze does have an angle into the vent room as well. So if they have any suspicion of A, Cirque can very easily rotate and not have to worry about B.
1 minute remains in round number 8. 5 dukes. I love this angle.
Oh boy. Is he
It's one of
holding
my
it?
favorites.
He's holding it.
Yeah.
Oh, they saw him. Dang.
They seen the shoulder, the crouch peak.
That's the tough part about holding angles. You never want to actually stay completely still until you risk showing yourself.
What do you do now? Do you... What is... I think part of this issue right now for NRG is how many players do they think have Kevlar? What can they do with this Molotov? Although PKL may take all their questions away. Suck! That is just rude. Showtime's waiting. He's in a trade frag position, but maybe part of the reason they're not showing that happens is because of PKL's flank. There's one player. Oh no! Okay, that works. Showtime capitalizing on that distraction, picking off Ethan in the meantime. That leaves Fugly to try and save the weapon, but what a disaster!
I feel like they should have probably saved for the next round. They risk giving up so many guns. I mean, you know, this is all post-mortem analysis, but I think since they lost the B site so cleanly, they really relied on Breeze to get the kills or at least get info early. They pretty much forfeited the round. It felt like when he died, especially since it was 3v5.
With only pretty much a Molotov as utility, maybe a flashbang.
Yeah, like if they had
It's
two
not
smokes and a molly and two mollies, then yeah.
It's not an easy call to make, but it's the right one, I think.
I concur.
Showed our start here, the forward smoke
Cool. Pretty good nade.
on the mid warehouse. It's always slightly annoying. Actually, not interested to get too aggressive behind it. Luminosity don't really have any presence on the map at the moment, and NRG are playing fairly passively, so there's a lot for the taking. The only worry I have here is that they've shown nothing towards B, not even a sound. I'll have to see if NRG are going to be able to read the situation. Luminosity gearing up for the A attack. It's a timely smoke from Ethan. Luminosity can execute behind it though.
Yes, they can. Part of Molotov through the smoke towards the forklift. Perfect, leaves you no place to stand whatsoever. 4 rounds apiece. Who will take the lead? Ethan spraying from the car position, and indeed, I will give him something. Retake scenario for NRG, 5 versus 4. Circle on the AWP as well. Very important round for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty amazing how much damage Ethan's able to get through smokes. That is a brilliant pick from Yell though. Explosive AWP. Haven't seen too much of him just yet in this early days, so that is fair enough. But he is back to his usual shenanigans. Let's see what else he can get going here. PKL will take down Ethan. Follow-up comes in as well. Right now the CT's running out of men, but so are Luminosity. Although Dabs is the only man standing now and has to try to cross against the AWP, and Yell will take him down. 3 from him. As Luminosity pick up their 5th round on the board, and that will leave NRG in a predicament here. Their money's a bit... It's kind of marginal here.
They're posing a real big problem for NRG right now because when they get their post plant down, the retakes have actually gone in Luminosity's favor a couple of times now. And if NRG's setup is predicated on giving up A, then they have to be able to retake. So unless they change it, which I don't know if they're ready to do, Luminosity can continue to abuse that because they can get the bomb down. The only thing that's really interesting is how good Ethan is at getting damaged in through smokes, because it's hard to plan for that. It's hard to like say what you could do differently.
Uh-oh. Steel spots second player as well. That's a lot of information, and Yell will take Fugly away. And this is pretty much a CZ round, neutralized, castrated, if you will. What is that on the floor? Maybe a scout, but Cirque won't risk collecting it. Soon you'll be facing 2 Breeze, and now you're facing 1 because you've shot somebody in the head. Round number 6 for Luminosity. There is a Molotov for Yell. Will it be deployed? Not necessary. Another round in the bag for Luminosity. I think have NRG still only lost one game?
Yeah, I think so.
I think these are their last 2 games of the league.
It should be because they're 14-1 or 13. 14.
I think they're 15-1.
Oh,
I would imagine it'd be 15-1.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I think so too, Dan. We both think so. AWP for both teams, Yell and Cirque. Oh, Breeze is in for a nasty surprise. Only good for the 1 kill though. Flashbang will really delay things here. Daps, what does he choose to do with this smoke grenade? Some people will jump on the box at the back, but he won't be looking at anything of much. Fugly rotating in as well. And into the flames of his teammates Molotov, I think. But somehow they've managed to do this. Luminosity have been grossly delayed, and now they're moving all over the place. Daps good for the 1 kill. I really think he could have jumped onto the box there to get some more done. But here we are.
Bomb down finally to Luminosity, the 3v2. Cirque. What can you find? This is a very tough spot. Oh, he's going to get Yell straight in the face. One more close up. Oh, the no-scope misses. You wonder if he could have done it afterwards, but I think the trade frag was there.
That was a really weird checker smoke because it didn't cover checker properly. So
I think he messed it up a bit. It went too deep.
But yeah, but like for some reason he aimed at it too, as if it was on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
they kind of it seemed his first lineup was a bit half-assed. So I think the lineup off the girder at the top was deliberate, but I don't think he was necessarily standing in the correct place.
Strange.
So I am going to make a note of this and inspect it. NRG round 12, 11.
Could have definitely saved them a frag there. Would have been different 2v2 in that situation. But another eco for NRG. And a good P250 shot, headshot. That gets traded.
Minute 15, 3 more deeks to find, to eliminate, to avoid perhaps. Bomb trailing behind the rest of the players. AK has been collected. Now, and I do need to identify where these players might be. Is it A or is it B? Hello. Now it might be territory to hold on to the AK-47. And that can make the difference, it really can, for a CT side. So you don't want to give this up. And then Ethan takes one for the team. He KL's there. No AK for NRG in this round.
Sizable lead. Sizable lead and a half. 4 rounds. 4 rounds with 4 more. Quick mass, 3 more to go.
Yep. This is round 13 or 15 in this half.
What can they do?
2 sniper rifles now for NRG. That's never seen so much hopping from him. From as much of his career that I have followed.
Yeah, that was a big surprise.
I remember Daps at TWC in Serbia.
Oh.
Cirque still alive! And now he's dead. Ethan dead, blind, the whole shebang.
Damn.
All the ailments. No medicine in sight. And that is, I mean, is that the round? I think it is.
Yeah.
It looks like it is.
I love that because I love these, like the rush B is super strong on cash. It just depends on what you think their setup is. If there's an op there even and the op only goes 1 for 1, it's fully worth the rush B. In that situation, you think they're going to go for A command control. I'm not sure if they did anything at mid to bait that out, but whether or not they did, they picked the right round to do it. Both players close up, full blind from that flash, great timing. And even though they get the 1 kill, it's not worth it 1 for 2. Especially when they can't communicate to their teammates and they need to rotate early. So, Luminosity are taking advantage of all these fast plays. And this is a distinct difference, I think, from the Luminosity that we've seen in the past already, just how much faster they're playing in general. Seems like they're keeping the tempo higher than normal.
Tactical timeout from NRG. How do we adjust to this Luminosity side? We need 6 rounds in this half. That's what I presume NRG are saying. How do we turn the tide and surf rather than drown?
Yeah, it's a tough one. They haven't really been finding too much success with some of the early aggressions. I mean, very early on, but obviously not since then, because I think it was 4 rounds in a row that they got after losing 3 in a row. I think that was how it went. And then it's been 5 in a row from Luminosity after that. Yeah, so it's definitely not been too fun here for NRG. I think you want to get Cirque in there more, like see more A main aggressions and so on and so forth. Let's see if they're up to anything different here. Cirque still rocking the B position. Oh, the rush comes in, gets a tag, and Shoton takes down his teammate immediately. Cirque needs to deliver. Great shot there. Up on to the bomb site he goes, but he'll get taken down by Yell. Can Daps do anything here? Not enough damage maybe from these 2 defenders. We'll have to see as Daps will get forced back by the incendiary, by the Molotov of Luminosity, and now 3v3 post-plant is the name of the game.
There are 2 mollies here for the T site, 2 incendiary grenades, if you will. So if they've got the angles, which they had for the smoke grenades, they can force these Ts from their positions on the site. And then we see these smoke grenades being deployed. Maybe we've got a better one this time on the other side of things, the other side of checkers. But a push has to come in eventually. There we go, the smokes are on point, and so are the frags for both sides. But advantage for the CTs, and they will eventually get there. Ethan, the last man to survive, gets on the bomb, hops on the bomb, and will try to rescue an AWP as well.
Damn, close call. I'm surprised they were actually able to do it. I mean, once they got in, I think Cirque got 2 frags, so at least it was 3v3 when the rotates came out, which makes it a little bit easier. Some good Molotovs to flush out the bomb site. These are the 2 smokes. Yeah, so they missed it definitely. You can see the better one now.
Nice.
2 smokes, 2 mollies. B retake is possible.
2 orbs.
I think that also shows you what is possible when a team sticks together in terms of roster. You don't have so much turbulence. So many warning flashes for Ethan. Still alive for now, but it might be brief. Indeed, it will be. Can't run enough to distraction. No smoke for Fugly to dance around. Daps trying to do what he can from the car position. There is that smoke. Really strong post-plant, but also may give Luminosity some breathing room.
Okay, they literally have just rushed A, then rushed B, then rushed A, then rushed B. And then rushed A.
Oh, nice by Cirque. That's a shot there. Anticipating the play. Looking to move forwards now with the orb. Knows he has to be the man. They both have orbs. Daps goes in with a USP. Out comes the orb. Doesn't draw in time. Cirque with the M4 now. There's no which way to look. Getting pulled and picked apart. Somehow still gets the frag. I don't know if they can get the last one though onto PKL, but he just sort of gives up there at the end. Knows it's done and over. That's only 5 measly rounds for NRG. That is not a good look for them. Luminosity with a strong T side. And as you say, the AB. Perhaps it works.
I think Cirque shot Yell's arm while he was throwing the smoke grenade to put out the Molotov.
Yeah.
Which, if you think about that, is really interesting. A, because Cirque was blind, but B, because with all the kind of model changes in the game, like you see people physically drawing their weapon and climbing up ladders and that kind of thing, that all those changes factor into that one moment where the guy has his arm out to throw a Molotov and gets shot in the arm and dies, which is cool.
Cool beans. Boy.
That is a strong push. It's really, really decisive to get early pickoffs when you're against the Ts before they get into a bomb site, before they get a bomb down, before they get past the choke points, before they close the distance. Bree's able to get some action back onto the CTs though. Luminosity trying to rotate in as fast as they can, but they are being annihilated.
That worked out a lot better than it looked from the first frag.
Yeah, it started out very Luminosity biased, but then quickly turned around. That said, they have to defeat the force by now. Hard work is not done.
The first boss.
And the mini boss.
Golden Sonic.
Is that a Boshi reference?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I am the Boshi. Well, ooh, this is going to be... this is always fun. So they're just playing passively, waiting for aggression. And that boost, if the CTs are sort of crouched, sort of waiting for you boosting up, the boost there on the van will actually obviously show you maybe the head of that player.
Show me the head.
And NRG will slowly make their way towards A main now. Loads of time left still. There's Daps going to get the bomb away. He does have a Mag 10, so he's going to be getting some info, getting out there. Good smoke onto connector. And Daps will now start clearing middle, making noise, getting information.
He's missed his Molotov.
Yeah.
That's sloppy, Daps. I expect more from you. Very disappointed that you've done this. Maybe he can redeem himself towards the A site where he continues his charge. Showtime didn't want to take it in the face, so he turned around. At least deal with 10 HP, so looks like a good round for NRG. Only one play lost, all good in the hoods.
A little bit of money saved for Yell. Everybody else is around 2K and doesn't seem like they want to invest in anything right now. 5 USBs, I like it. On the T side, I feel like one flash at all times, no matter what. But on the CT side, full save is warranted.
Yell begs to be put out of his misery, and he will be. And we're on to the buy. 2 rounds between the two sides. Yell's got the money for an AWP. This should be explosive.
You would think as much. Taps is going to hang on to his Mac 10. I think realizes after that force buy, he's probably going to have a few unhead armored opponents. To be correct about that. Standard B setup. I think it's only one person throwing their nade set. Okay, there. Now the second smoke has actually come out. And they take check control. This is cool. You can see how they've sprawled out across the map and they've created a web around B. 2 players inside that don't know exactly what's going to happen, with a couple extra players that are going to lob nades on a site. It's going to make it hard to stand on.
And they're going to run back there, going for the fake
Oh,
hit.
look at that.
Getting a beautiful kill there.
That was sick.
Towards A main, and now things looking really grim here for Luminosity. Don't know which way to go. Where is the bomb going? B is clear. A, there's still players there, so the fake not necessary after all. They get the frags they need to get a bomb site, and this has one works really nicely. Beautiful round for NRG, actually.
So that's like when you go into a server and dry run and stuff, you have to account for all these different variables, like what could go wrong, like who might be standing where. And if you look at how that round was set up,
Oh, it was so close!
oh my gosh, he's still alive. And if you look at how that round was set up, they did everything without showing a single person.
Yeah.
Right? They took all of checker control. They only used Breeze, so he threw his initial nade set. They smoked out B main. So if anyone was in checker, they would get mollied out, or Breeze takes contact, they fight there. It's very standard. If he dies, they can go back to anything else. It doesn't really give out the whole game. And that's like a 4-man take, basically. And then all of the other nades that come through, once they know that nobody's in checker, are thrown from Sunroom, and they already have checker control. So it's like amazing for that kind of setup, especially.
Yeah, really strong. And also, like as you said, they can threaten it in the future where you have 2 players. They use the one nade set and then throw the second smoke, and then maybe just leave a guy there.
Yeah.
For example, and now there's always going to be a question mark of like what actually is behind these smokes. So that's really cool to establish. I like that a lot. And they force Luminosity onto pistols.
And they actually, I don't know, they timed the flashes so well that those 2 players on site took like 70, 80 damage from those Molotovs.
Yes. I like.
Oh, it makes James smile.
Yes, it does. It makes me happy. Makes me happy. 1 minuto. They move into checkers. Still with 3 Molotovs. This NRG team. Not an easy Molotov to throw. It is a relatively small gap. Steel falls to those flames. He will be the flame drilled Whopper. And Decent will not take those jewels from that range of the Mac-10, but he spots the information. Ooh, the drills. And off we go to a 10-10 scoreline.
Two ops. One more time. This can work well, but I mean, like you say, they do the exact same thing. The ops won't really save them unless they play aggressively. I think we have one posted up in B main right now. But NRG have slowed it down, and they're playing passive on B. In this situation, I think it should be reactive play from the CTs, but at the same time, as long as they don't see an execute coming out, the ops can just kind of sit and work, and it's up to Ts to get that information, or sacrifice a player trying to get that information. That was, might have been on purpose, might have been a miss. Other side of boost. It's hard to say.
Ooh, I know what this is. I'm telling you, man, that's what is my YouTube. That's going to land on top of the truck so they can jump over the smoke and attack the site. Look at this! Look at him go!
Yeah, Astralis.
Told him everything he knows.
So, around the side, gets himself 2 quick ones, and there's no way back in now.
Is that the Astralis take?
It is, yeah. It is. It's available on the FACEIT YouTube as well. They just put out that video.
Nice.
Just a few days ago. He's a learned man, Daps. You've got to respect that. This man absorbs information.
This guy's ear to the streets.
Oh, that's a bad miss.
Can they survive? I don't know that they can. I think Steel's going to die, at least. Sorry, Steel. Ooh.
You don't Team Liquid's... Oh, no, he's not Liquid anymore. I was going to say that Team Liquid's facility has, like, their own chef, but he's not there anymore. He left. No chef for Steel. Maybe he'll be his own chef. I don't know what his cooking is like.
Brazilian barbecue every day.
This was lovely from Sir. Man, AWPing is refreshing. AWPing is great. It's good. My AWPing's never been so good. Generally, when my arm hurts, it means I'm doing good. It means I'm playing well.
Grinding.
NRG in the lead. And the money is broken for Luminosity. And Luminosity have been enjoying the spoils for a while now. But it seems those spoils may have been taken away. They'll make the best that they can with their money. Can we see the loss bonus, please? I'm not sure. Oh, okay, all the rounds. All the rounds. Talk about a catch-up from NRG. They are enjoying the T-side. They're showing us some fun things.
Yeah, it's so decisive. Their money's out of control. Really out of control. So going to be making an appearance towards B storage now. Ooh, that's so awesome. You don't often see people going for that wallbang.
I know.
That's really cool.
I uploaded a video of Device doing that recently.
The Device, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like to say.
I'm telling you, man. NRG is basically Team Bardo.
Not Astralis.
No.
Nice.
Never mind Astralis.
Okay. Good start there from Luminosity. They take control of CT main.
Yeah, checker control, or advanced control, I should say. And main as well. And a kill. Can't lose. Can't really lose this round. No way.
So we'll see NRG just making their way towards checkers. Actually, perhaps trying to push into the side directly. Indeed, they'll try to do that and get themselves into a planting position. Very soon, Breeze with a brilliant defense as the push does indeed come in onto B. And Showtime can't get too much more than one. Well, he gets one. And in comes Yell.
And the peak was there. I was excited for it. I was ready for it. I love both these AWPers. They are very enjoyable to watch, but can Luminosity show us something in an unfavorable situation? Breeze waiting for the peak. How about that for a flashbang? Forcing Yell to look away, but still they're just not giving it up. They are not giving it up. And he does manage to finally bait Breeze out with that, but they've got to push onto the site. And it might be suicide. It seems Yell might have given up, and PKL is by the point of no return. And there it is. It's too late. Round number 12 goes to NRG.
They didn't trade. They didn't trade. Breeze at mid got 2 kills. He was kind of just out in the open. I mean, he's insane. It's not easy to trade. Did he hit him? Oh no, it's a bomb. I freaked out. I apologize. Here, Breeze. If Breeze dies here, it's 3v2 in favor of Luminosity. Instead, he gets to delay for the bomb. They have to use the B main smoke, wait him out, get the kill. That's it, just to avenge his teammate.
Yeah, it's going very well for NRG, isn't it? They're going to go for a fast one towards A. Looks like they may very well do so. Yell's going to go for the door push here with the AWP. Oh, he gets blinded. Oh, he's nailed to the door himself. AWP is down. That's the only big gun gone. Breeze doesn't stop. He keeps adding to the tally as PKL gets in there as well, but he is surrounded. And there is no... They're not interested in taking anyone to jail.
Man, bro. They just ran the Luminosity A. Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. And this is looking very promising now for the NRG lads.
Left.
What's up off this? Inferno. Inferno, right? Yeah.
It is Inferno, yes.
Inferno. This is crazy. I mean, Luminosity in the first half, they look so strong. They are having a struggle.
Is it Inferno?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. Yeah. Yo, with the off angle there from NBK. I guess it's not actually much an off angle. It is, in fact, an angle that you check. PKL trying to get some damage here. He will be able to do so. Looking quite rough, actually, for NRG. They're not looking all that good on the entrance. And there is all hands on deck here from Luminosity. Everyone is basically there. Yell to finish things off. So the brute force not working out. But they have some 2 players on 16. Basically 3 players on 16k. That's pretty absurd.
They just had to get rid of some money.
13 to 11. Cirque may have the spawn for mid. Does he look for a TT? Trying to make their way over towards white box. That was what the shot was for. But nothing doing on this occasion. The smoke is out very fast indeed. Nice off angle being held by Brezzy. Does he hear these players in main? Does he have a warning for his teammates? If PKO went right in his corner, it is a blind spot. You have to hard check that when you come through. Otherwise, people like me will knife you. 3 players around the B-bomb site and nobody in mid. Very curious setup from Luminosity. And with a setup as aggressive as this, you would expect some success in one position or another. Oh, wait, what?
Oh, he didn't even want to shoot because he knew he was only going to do like 85 damage.
Awkward. Very awkward. Now they're sort of stuck in CT main. There's 2 players at door.
This is crazy.
This is becoming kind of odd. And the push from Steel into T main. Hello, Daps. That's not expecting that. This is really strange. And Fugly, oh my god. It's like the only place that's safe is door right now. I mean, he can't really go middle with the bomb. I mean, he could try, but you wouldn't have the bomb with the push, the main bulk of the push. Ethan will come up mid. Is there a round to be salvaged here? There's a big gap for Yell. You can't do that against Yell. Oh, his teammate will get shot in the back. I don't know what's going on there. Not exactly the intended setup. Cirque, though, looking to still get more damage in there. Nice one. Can't get the second for the follow-up. Now down to 10 HP. His life is not looking too good, but still. Oh, yeah, you saw it happening, but it didn't.
He almost hit that really weird no-scope in A-man, too. That would have been insane.
Just make everyone die so we can watch Cirque.
Oh my god, dude. That's messed up.
That is cruel.
Was he like switching his guns so his leg moved or something?
That might have happened. Yeah.
Might be just moving his mouse.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so hilarious. I don't see that every day.
Did the stanky leg.
Stanky leg. I'm not question these terms. Pop flash, and only good for one person being blind, but 2 kills for Steel. Why not? He's done his job, and now Showtime can throw a pop flash for Steel before he goes down it. Where's the pop flash? There it is. And now he can escape at the very least. 5 versus 2. This one may be too much to ask of Cirque. Taps now, 1 versus 5. His tenure will be brief. This is going down to the wire.
Yeah, this is insane. It seemed like Luminosity was out of it. Like they just didn't have CT side. NRG is just too good. Came through with some sick rounds. They also won all their rushes, and suddenly Luminosity pulled 2 out of the hat. And it is a tight race, but there's so much economy that they have to like work through now. They still have like 2 full buys. Oh, actually, I haven't even bought this round. Maybe not. Ugly, drop your teammate. This is much better, though, from Luminosity to be way more aggressive with the map control. The trouble with Cash is how aggressive you need to be, and they are now doing that at least. And it's really nice with the 2 ops. Pushing B main is so strong, so hard to stop, so valuable. All this does.
Oh, man, this is a juicy game, isn't it? Big buys from both sides. Is the flick there? Oh, oh. I'm excited. Showtime has to go back in his B cave. Oh man, I can't do it, Dan. I'm too excited. You talk.
James needs to chill out.
It's the grenade again. It's the grenade again.
He's doing it. They're doing a straw save.
This tells us everything that's about to happen. Everything.
Well, the push on the way. And we saw it was before. And there's no one there. It's retake territory for Luminosity. They'll be happy for that. Yell very happy. Taking down players at Forklift. Oh, was that through the smoke? I think it was. Breeze getting a cheeky frag. Neck is also shooting through the smoke. Pretty tough situation here for Luminosity. Daps picks off Yell. Really nice kill from Daps as he repositions here towards that toxic angle at the top of highway. Into quad. Daps with some good coverage here. Oh, very close indeed. And time is running low here for Luminosity if they wanted to retake this. No nades left for NRG, but they got players, they got guns. And here comes a torrent of CTs. Showtime, the first man out. And they will try to defend.
Oh my god.
Bomb defuse. It's being held. Ethan, does he get the spray? 1 bullet, and he'll find it. And that's the round for NRG.
No way.
Oh my days.
They did not have enough time to do that retake. So the fact that it came so close is unreal.
1 second left. Damn. 14 to 13. NRG back in business. They had 16K on 3 players at one point. How many rounds ago was that? 3 or 4 rounds ago, I suppose. Two more. A mere 2 more for NRG to take Cash against Luminosity, the first of the 2 maps they will be playing here at ECS today. Map 2 will be Inferno. A strong map for both sides. I would say more predominantly NRG, but Luminosity definitely have a decent T side there.
Tactical from NRG. Surprisingly good buy for Luminosity, but it's going to just mean aggression. They've got almost no grenades and 2 AWPs. So this will be very interesting. And that last round broke everybody. It's like a war of the machines. But it's NRG with the 1 round lead. Look how forward Yell's spawn is. That's crazy. He could go anywhere with this. He could even go for a play in mid with a Molotov. He could go Squeaky, he could go main, could go B. And it looks like Squeaky is going to commit all the way. I mean, that's exactly the spawn they need. They need this aggression. Hot flash is there, and he will stand his ground. Politely close the door. Well mannered is Yell. So that's play number 1. Now, the second AWP, as you can see, is over towards the B bomb site, and this is something that NRG have not identified as of yet. So if their plan was something like Yell's over towards A, let's go towards B, then they could be in for a surprise. However, that's not the case either.
Showtime's off tier before. If they throw their B main smoke because they're playing so passively, they're gonna have like no choice but to respect it. But it looks like they're just holding. So maybe they do. Maybe they do want someone to walk into it. Oh. Oh wow. Not enough damage traded for the amount of information gained.
A weapon there. Still fired one bullet and then disintegrated.
Yeah, it's not going well. Nekis does his best. He gets one kill out of that. But 4v3 after plant is about to be the case. PKL is pretty quick on the flank, though. He's essentially been sitting in T-spawn for a little bit. Holding an off angle, it's kind of sneaky.
Are they? They're saving.
Oh wow, they're going for the save. Their money does really suck.
They have no nades.
It is a B retake against 4, so I can definitely see that being a thing. NRG going to be on match point now.
That was a little awkward. I wonder. Yell went for the peak aim, or squeaky and then gave that up, and then they didn't have any more control. They could have actually pushed B main really easily, but you know, they don't know that obviously. If they did that, take Thunder in control, then any of those guys coming out of vents would not be safe, and their split would have been split up.
Very good choice of round from NRG. The explosive play towards B really caught Luminosity. And now they'll try to buy up and see if they can mount a defense. Maybe even an offense early round. I mean, that's what we would like to see. James mentioned it. We've seen a Yell go to the door position a few times with the AWP. The first time it actually, I think he just got nailed straight in the face, but he did run into a rush. So it's just unlucky, I would say. Ooh. Ooh, very cool. Cirque jumping into the angle. Trying to get a run boost going there. Yell and Cirque. Battle of patience. It's Cirque who wins it. Not a good start for Luminosity. They need something to happen now. Ooh, that's good though. Still picks up the AWP.
Yeah, but Yell being the first one to be picked off, that's their big fragger down early. He's the impact player. But still, Nek is both not far away at all from Yell's score of 21 kills. So who knows, but I mean, he is the sniper. NRG not afraid to wait it out. See if Steel starts asking questions.
Wow.
And he's just too close to the wall. Cirque has the advantage there being further away, and we'll see the elbow and snipe the elbow. 5 versus 3 now, and AWP's taken away once again, and collected once again, this time by Showtime.
How do you win this round out for Luminosity? That's a good way to do it. Nekis finds himself an opportunity with the edge of the smoke. And now NRG, 4 players left. They have 2 options. There's 35 seconds to go, so now time is really a bit of a pressure, and the AWP is on the side. Do they have an aid to displace it? I don't think they do. Showtime will have an opportunity here to save his team. He has to hit every shot. There's number 1. Bomber is down on the floor. They know that he's there. They quickly make their way forward to try to trade him out, and they will be successful, leaving it on PKL's shoulders. The fearless in-game leader of Luminosity has to 1v3 on B with that bomb ticking away. That's not a fun place to find yourself. And doesn't look like he's going to have too much in the way of opportunities here. Cirque whiffs the shot. That in of itself is a godsend. But it will not go too far. Fugly gets the headshot, 16-13. NRG with a great comeback in the second half.
That was a really enjoyable game of Counter-Strike. I think we saw a lot from both teams.
Yeah, that was extremely fun, fast-paced, strategical, individualistic all at the same time. And really cool retakes after plant situations. Astralis with James Smokes.
Yeah, NRG gave us a highlight reel of my YouTube channel, so that was good as well. That was fantastic. Props to Daps. Always delivering.
Watching my bits.
No, that was awesome. That was great. We saw some really exciting stuff from both snipers as well. So always good for a highlight. But no, that was great. I enjoyed that. Didn't matter who won or lost. And there's more to come from these 2 teams after that game of Cash. Indeed, it will be Inferno.
And in many respects, I mean, okay, sure, NRG no longer have their clean slate, but they still only have 1 map loss, and there's still a possibility for them to finish the entire season with only 1 map loss. That is impressive and definitely something that they're aiming for. And here we can see some of the statistics. Breeds as per usual.
Brezzy
up there on the damage on the frags, as is Cirque. it's crazy. It's a crazy team, and I mean, we saw great stuff as mentioned from Luminosity as well.
Yeah, we did, and we may see more from them in the next map. But the last map of the evening is going to be Inferno. It is up next. We will see you after the break.